안녕하세요. 저는 루입니다. I'm Lou.
안녕하세요. 저는 리안입니다. I'm Lynn.
Hi. So we're doing We Are Bulletproof 2 by BTS because Dean wants to see some of the earlier songs from the Too Cool for School album. So that's what we're doing right now at the moment. And we're going to look at the MV and then just check if it has English captions on there.
I already put them on.
Oh, cool. And then we're going to do the their choreography for that one. So like a choreography thing, dance thing. So
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Let's go.
So is this like one of their like earliest ones?
Yes. This is, I think, it might be their second song. I think. I don't know exactly, but I know it's on their first album. And it's like during this period of time, they were still kind of more popular in Korea than they were in like globally, obviously, for a while. I mean, but this was like the song that started like pushing them towards. This is after debut, obviously, but a song that's like started getting them more attention, pushing more attention towards them as well. So it's really cool.
Okie doke. Let's get started.
We are bulletproof. We are bulletproof. Bulletproof.
Has this got something to do with the fact that their name is like Bulletproof Boy Scouts?
Yeah, it was like one of the reasons, but like obviously it holds a little bit more meaning in the actual song. But yeah, definitely relates to their name being like Bulletproof Boy Scouts. So, and they were actually made fun of because of that name, and it sucked. Like they were like treated like, I think it's in their book that they were like obviously treated not great, and a lot of like idols and other the media kind of poked fun at their name, which like, and this song is really cute. Like it's really like, I always blast the song in my car. It's a really good song.
Okay, playing.
대신 연습실에서 밤새 춤을 노래 불러내 너희가 놀 때 난 꿈을 집도 하며 잠을 참아가며 매일 밤새 볼펜을 잡네 아침 해가 뜨는데 난 눈을 감네 이젠 잣대 와스만한 반대 속에서 잊어버린 나의 한계 그 반에 재수족의 회사에 컨택된 속칭 노래 못해 버려당한 너희에게를 풀어내 타이틀을 사실 Everywhere I go Everything I do 나 보여줄게 칼을 갈아왔던 만큼 날 무시하던 많은 사람들 이젠 We shout it out 나같이 해봤다면 둘이
I'm so glad they realized V was a better singer than he was a rapper.
Yeah, I love his dark voice. His dark voice is really cool as well.
Like it just does not sound like him. If I wasn't watching the video right now, I would never have guessed that was V.
But you've also not been exposed to the diversity that is V's voice. You've heard his like solo stuff a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot of surprises.
V. I've not heard
modern V.
Backlog V.
There's a lot of surprises of V and a lot of stuff, like stuff you've never heard V do before. V has such range. It's incredible.
It's also cute because he looks like a 12-year-old and then that voice comes out of him. He just looks so little. Yeah. Him and JK are just babies in this. Jimin he's kind of grew up a bit, but you can still see he's very much Jimin. Like he hasn't really changed all that much, but JK and V have.
They have, and also you can see why RM considered V also like a baby, like a kid, because you can see you know, he's very protective over V as well.
Yeah, very kiddie. Okay, back to you.
We go hard, doing copy of bang. We just sing it like bang. We just sing it like 나같이 해봤다면 돌을 던져. We go hard, doing copy of bang. We just sing it like bang. We just sing it like 1위면 놔 긴장했다 끝판 내자 We are bulletproof We are bulletproof bulletproof 아직 아무것도 없지 Still young, sick and rapper man Yeah, I don't know, that's nothing Go me, though 하지만 이제 필요 없어졌지 넌 아직도 아마추어 난 메이저 그렇게 섞여 Rap monster 말처럼 금을 같이 무슨 비트는 간에 나 싹 집어 삼켜 정신한 이름값 얘들아 이리 와 난 아이돌의 반전 하하 무심뿐인 형들은 불가능하다 해치 boy 똑똑히 봐야 너를 다섯 번에 맞춰 겹치고 I'm possible 다 이제 내리 boy Everywhere I go Everything I do
Aaron's rap is so good in this. I love it. Like you can
They're
hear he's
so
a rapper.
freaking adorable. Like, I know they're supposed to be like hard ass rappers, right? And I was just thinking, oh, they're so adorable. Like, they've changed so much visually and their style and like their confidence and just like their whole feel. But they're so freaking cute.
They're just lovely humans, and I love that you can just see the talent overflowing in this. You could see the way
the passion and the energy.
And the energy is huge.
And who wrote this, because parts of it feel very much like it was written by Sugar, parts feel very much it's written by RM.
Both, I think. I think that they collabed and worked a lot on the early BTS songs together, because I know the vocal line, and even J-Hope, because J-Hope joined when he joined pre-debut. He wasn't a rapper, and so he would just sit and watch the rappers work and then start learning from them. So, but I know that the vocal line mentioned that they would like feel bad because the rappers stayed up all night. They would come back from practice and then they would just sit and write and compose. And so they only got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep in this time period for years, actually. So
you can definitely tell they had input into the lyrics of this song. Like, it wasn't written for them, because you get the same feel from the lyrics as you get from some of their brand new solo stuff. Like, it's always been there.
Exactly. And they basically, like, their message in this is basically saying that they're like, they've given up their social life and freedom in order to be a success, and they're like, that's what they're focused on. And they're like kind of like pointing out the hate that others are giving them and saying, yeah, but like, you know, the difference between you and me, you and us, is we're working hard and we're trying to like hone our craft, and you're just a loser.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to pause because I got a phone call, but we were chatting about the fact that this is a song a little bit about the haters towards BTS and about BTS talking about like their dedication to their craft. So
oh yeah, what I was going to say was, this and their debut song, you very much feel that they're the underdog with a message about reaching for their goals regardless, and throwing aside all the what you're supposed to do and just going after what you want. Like, you do kind of get that very strong message from these two songs.
Totally.
Okay. Let's see if you like this, Chico. You ready?
Shout it out. 나만치 해봤다면 돌을 던져. We go hard, 우린 커피 없어. Click, click, bang, bang. We just sing it like click, click, bang, bang. We just sing it like 나만치 해봤다면 돌을 던져. We go hard, 우린 커피 없어. Click, click, bang, bang. We just sing it like click, click, bang, bang. We just sing it like 이리 내놔. 긴장했다. 급한 내자. We are bulletproof. We are bulletproof. What's up? Bulletproof. Bulletproof.
Oh, love it.
They're all very handsome in their own way. They're all very different, but all
They
very
are.
good looking.
They are.
Chico does not seem impressed. Chico's decided he's not a fan.
Chico was like, "Why are you dancing? Stop it."
Chico is looking
It's high maintenance.
eyes glazed over.
Yeah, I kind of like feel like, what was I going to say? I'm going to say something about them. Yeah, they're very good looking guys. They are, even from a young age, you could see. So,
Very.
okay, so like obviously BTS is known. They use their bodies as instruments. They don't so that's the big deal with them, is like they communicate messages through dance. So especially in the first years, they were so like the attention to detail was so amazing. So I thought I'd have to show you the dance video, because you can see how hard they've worked on this dance and how like amazing it is. And just their synchronicity is incredible. So enjoy it.
We are bulletproof. We are bulletproof.
Can you stop a minute? The one thing I've noticed about BTS is straight out of the gate, they were very polished. A lot of bands, when they first come out, their dancing looks fine and they look very talented. And then when you compare them to 5 years down the line, you can see a massive improvement. They literally dance the exact same now as they danced back then. Like, they came out as pros. They came out like with the energy, with the moves, with the choreography, all perfect. They must have worked so hard prior to debut to get to that skill level that in the last 10 years, they've not needed to improve their dancing skills.
Well, and I think they have improved, but I think that the level that they started at is insane. And Jin mentioned, I think once, that their choreography just keeps getting harder and harder because they're capable of doing it, you know?
Yeah, you can tell they're capable. You can see it.
And the crazy thing is, like RM was saying, like a lot of them were not dancers, like except for Jimin and J-Hope, the rest had no clue. And they had to learn from scratch. And to do that, like a lot of dancers, you have to start from like 10 years old or 5 years old. But for them to start, especially for Jin, I think he was like 17 or 18 or something, for him to start learning advanced dance moves and look like a dancer, especially when he's much like his proportions are like not so much of a dancer, he's taller and like longer limbs. It's really, really challenging. Him and RM both, I think, like they don't naturally have dancer bodies, but they do it well. So
it's the way they execute the moves too. One of the most common things with people when they first start like dancing on stage is they do not put the full like movement into them. They can be quite rigid, or there's not enough energy in them. But right from the get-go, they're acting like they've been dancing since they were kids.
Yeah,
they're really good at it, like following through in the movements and just making it look like good. A lot of idol groups I watch, you can always tell the newer ones because you see that it's not like stiffness, it's like a lack of expression. Like they're not, it's, for example, a move is like this, and they'll go like this instead of being like
like stretching it out.
They'll not put the full wham into it, whereas BTS was doing that straight out of the gate. Like they look good from day one. It's not hard to see that their choreography was impressive even then.
Totally.
Okay.
We are bulletproof. We are bulletproof.
Out of them all, I feel like RM's the one that struggled the most, and he's doing really good. Like, you can
Yes.
tell he's the one that hesitates and has a bit of awkwardness. He's the one, it seems like he probably does not naturally dance. Like, he's a bit awkward because you see him, he has slight hesitations, and especially when they're lingering and they're doing parts of the choreo where there's like maybe a 10 seconds of them just standing or supposed to be like, he seems the most awkward. The rest are just like jiving, and he's a bit like, nobody told me what I'm supposed to do in these 5 seconds, so I'm just going to do this with my arms. He definitely seems to have been the one with the most improvement.
Totally. Him and Jin have really worked hard as well, because both of them were the ones that battled a lot. I think what they said was Jin and RM as far as just dancing improvement over the years. And then Ty always mentioned that he battled the most with picking up choreography quickly. So I think everyone has their own unique challenges in this, you know, and then Sugar always battled with his shoulder as well. So yeah.
You can tell Jimin was a dancer before he joined, and they put him right in the front in the center to distract you from the ones that are not as strong.
And J-Hope.
It totally works.
Yeah,
it totally works. Putting all the strongest dancer to the visual middle.
In the front. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I love that move.
We are bulletproof. We are bulletproof.
Go, J-Hope. Oh, I love it. I love the move that J-Hope and Jimin do. Like this trust that J-Hope has that Jimin's not going to slam him in the face when he like jumps over him. And they've done that move like hundreds of times on stage and stuff. Like it's really cool.
They're very, very well-oiled, polished machine for debuters in that video.
Totally.
So it's good.
Well, thanks, guys. That was obviously our We Are Bulletproof 2. Did you like that, Lean? You're going to add that to the playlist?
I preferred their debut song to this one. This one was a little bit calmer, had less energy, but it's still a really good song. And it's got more depth with the lyrics. I feel like it's more personal to them than the first one. Yeah, I do. I like it.
Cool.
Still my kind of music.
Yay. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll hop back in with some more BTS content. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.